I see a devil already popping up in here. Ooh. Brother, if you knew what Allah showed me of you, you would go right away and change. Up in that third balcony, the second balcony. Man, evil nigga. Oh, Yakub ain't got nothing on you. Well, I'm going to tell you something, believers. Some of you are going to try me. And I will show you very quick who I am. And you're going to be surprised. Some of you little crazy Nick bros, your heart so filled with darkness and hate. But if you make the little move that you got in your crazy brain, you won't last. You won't last. And I say this, when we get real tight, strong, see a snitch and an enemy that's in here among us, he'll show up. I'm going to say this public, because I really don't give a damn about the consequences. A dear brother and or sister, if you're on the payroll for the police or the FBI, I don't mind you being there. I really don't mind. Because we're not doing anything that we would be ashamed of. So you can be here. It's okay. And even if we knew you was the police, we would not bother you. However, if you work in an evil way to try and break up something good for our people, then we will kill you.
To understand, for years, straight men have never had a voice. They don't have voices in their house unless they beat your ass. They don't have voices in media. It's normally sports, doctor shit, but never concerning relationships. We do hella shows on relationships that have female hosts, men hosts, and they always primarily focus on women. That is the main thing that our advertisers look for here, is because women are the decision makers in the house when it comes to spending, okay? And so a lot of times when you see television shows, when you see podcast shows, when you see a lot of advertisers, they're either advertising to women or they're advertising to children. Opened up a space that was void, non-existent for men to have a voice. He ain't calling people bitches. He ain't calling women hoes. Okay? Now, I'm being honest. I know a lot of y'all are going to be upset right now. And I'm going to tell you why you're probably going to get more angry. It's because name one male black talk show host that strictly, not Steve Harvey pandered to women. Okay? That focused on the voice of a man in a relationship. Now, a lot of people don't like him. That's okay. As another creator, I have to give him that grace, because I don't understand why my audience expected me to drag someone during an interview, and I don't ever drag people during interviews unless you get out of line with me. But for the most part, if you are a Wino Gang Day One member, you cannot ever remember me like dragging a guest. A guest is that, a guest. You're in my house, you're in my space, I'm gonna treat you with the utmost respect. And yes, I do agree with a lot of his views, because I did grow up with men, and this is how they talk. Now, the hard pill to swallow is, I can't believe he's saying those things. I can't believe these men are agreeing with this, because this is how these motherfuckers talk. Taking advantage of a space that had no one in it, and that's the reason why he's powerful. And the more you you guys complain, the more powerful he's gonna get, because everybody's gonna want to know why. Now, I respect the creator. He understands the game. He was very transparent. He said, listen, I've been doing this shit for years. Nobody fucking listened until I started really saying the shit that men say. And if you're over there in that chat, you're gonna see that these motherfuckers are fucking liking him, cash apping him, fucking super chatting his ass, because they are saying the very shit that they can't say to their wives that are sitting fucking next to them.
My son, keep my words and treasure up my commandments with you. Keep my commandments and live. Keep my teaching as the apple of your eye. Bind them on your fingers, write them on the tablet of your heart. Say to wisdom, you are my sister, and call insight your intimate friend, to keep you from the forbidden woman, from the adulteress with her smooth words. For at the window of my house I have looked out through my lattice, and I have seen among the simple, I have perceived among the youths, a young man lacking sense, passing along the street near her corner, taking the road to her house in the twilight and the evening, at the time of night and darkness. And behold, the woman meets him, dressed as a prostitute, wily of heart. She is loud and wayward, her feet do not stay at home. Now in the street, now in the market, and at every corner she lies in wait. She seizes him and kisses him, and with bold face she says to him, I had to offer sacrifices, and today I have paid my vows. So now I have come out to meet you, to seek you eagerly, and I have found you. I have spread my couch with coverings, colored linens from Egyptian linen. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love till morning. Let us delight ourselves with love. For my husband is not at home. He is gone on a long journey. He took a bag of money with him. At full moon he will come home. With much seductive speech she persuades him. With her smooth talk she compels him. All at once he follows her, as an ox goes to the slaughter, or as a stag is caught fast till an arrow pierces its liver, as a bird rushes into a snare. He does not know that it will cost him his life. And now, O sons, listen to me, and be attentive to the words of my mouth. Let not your heart turn aside to her ways. Do not stray into her paths, for many a victim has she laid low, and all her slain are a mighty throng. Her house is the way to Sheol, going down to the chambers of death.
Oh, and one live. What's going on, family? It's your boy, Mr. OKL, coming back at you again. And I got my big bro with me. Oh, and one live. What's going on, family? It's your boy, Mr. OKL, coming back at you again. And I got my big bro with me. Go ahead and let him know who you is.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy, Mr.Goodbread. Salute. You already know we don't subscribe to any groups, gangs, communities, or religions.
Boom.
You know what I mean?
At all. Speaking of religion, today we have a Bible study Sunday. I know y'all ain't hear from in a while when it comes to this Bible study Sunday, but believe me, we ain't forget about y'all. The name of it in particular is called the Lucifer and the Lilith Spirit. Goodbread, when you think about Lucifer and Lilith, what do you, let's start with Lucifer first. What comes to mind when you think of that Lucifer spirit that we got going on right now in this world?
When I hear Lucifer, I automatically think of Shiest. I think of a Shiest, a sneaky, a backbiting individual. That's the first thing that come to my mind, because you know what I mean. You know, Lucifer, he had it all. God gifted him everything, and he still managed to fumble that bag out of jealousy.
That's a damn shame. Try to take over heaven with the armies, and then came down competing against God. So you're right. That only a shiesty type of person would do that. Now let's even though it's biblical, even though we're speaking spiritual, let's make it a little bit more tangible. How do you identify the Lucifer spirit in our diaspora? Let's go.
Now,
Let's go with black men. Let's go with that.
now black men, that black men, period. When you break down the Lucifer spirit and men, period, black, white,
Okay.
yellow, green, orange, that spirit is the beta male spirit. That's the beta male spirit right there, guys. That's the spirit that say, when it get too hard, when the going get too hard, I just
Okay.
change the rules and make it fit for me and cry about it. You know what I mean?
Which makes no sense at all, man.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So we got that out the way real quick because we got some verses for y'all too. I just wanted to get that out the way. So now we got Lilith. What comes to your mind with Lilith, and give the same response that you gave for Lucifer. Let us know, how do you recognize that?
Now, Lilith is easily the modern woman. Lilith is definitely the modern woman. This is the woman that, from jump, she told God, her creator, she did not feel she was submissive. She needed to be submissive to Adam. To,
That's
to
funny. That's funny. That's I don't. Sorry to cut you off, but feelings and emotions have gotten a lot of these women somewhere, and it's not somewhere good.
Absolutely.
So you just said she didn't feel like what?
She didn't feel that she should be submissive to Adam because they were made from the same clay. They were both made the same. See, this was the woman that was not made from the rib. You know what I mean? You're not gonna really find a lot of things in the Bible on this woman because he wrote her out of the Bible. You know what I mean?
Mm,
This is before the Bible was written. This happened. You see, a lot of us, we don't understand that God is the patriarch. You know what I mean? The patriarch
mm,
is God's order. You know what I mean? That God, man, woman, child, that's all patriarch represents. You know what I mean? Of course, our society nowadays, they take everything that God has created for us and they make it into a business. And that's the sad part about it. And that's
right,
what makes that's the wicked side of it.
right. Which is why you always got pastors preaching prosperity, because they want to prosper over you, and they try to manipulate you by getting your dollars. That's absolutely correct.
Guys,
Um,
even down to the music. The music was created for us to worship and worship the gospel and enjoy and have a good time with our loved ones and our family.
mhm.
The music nowadays is taken over. It's all poison now. The music is all poison now.
And Lucifer was the god of music, ain't it? Like in
Right.
heaven, Lucifer,
He
right? So
right. He put him in charge. He put him responsible for the music.
and so it makes a lot of sense why we got so much derogatory music today, and it's influencing people in the wrong way. You got your Lucifers and your Lilith; they love this music. They
Mm-hmm.
absolutely worship it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that being said, y'all kind of got like an idea of what Mr. Goodbread and myself kind of thinks about that Lucifer and Lilith spirit, just in a small dosage. Let's get to the Bible verses. As I read, I would like Mr. Goodbread to elaborate with me, break it down with me. You can stop me, Mr. Goodbread, if you want, all that, all right?
No
So
doubt.
we got Revelations 21, verse 8. But as the cowardly, the faithless, the detestable, as for murderers, the sexual, immoral, sorcerers, idolaters, and all liars, their portion will be in the lake that burns with fire and sulfur, which is the second death. What's your
Mm-hmm.
interpretation on that, Mr. Goodbread?
It's clearly, guys, let's not complicate common sense. What he's saying is, guys, those of us that are cowards, you know what I mean, meaning we never put faith in ourselves. We never go MGTOW to learn ourselves. I mean, 'cause that's all MGTOW mean, guys. MGTOW means you don't want to go the way of Lilith and Lucifer. You see, when you start to identify with the things that they worship and that they like, that's
Mhm.
that's that's not right. That's what's this world. If you notice, the majority of this world is they can identify with everything wicked. Not too many people want to
Right.
identify with what we identify with, but not too many people get the results we get. and that's why they live how they live. You know what I mean? But get back to the chat, back to the verse. He says the father, the faithless. Of course, those are the ones that I'm just talking about. The ones that don't believe. They
Right.
soon as you hear God, they oh man, or they find reasons to make excuses. You know what I
And
mean?
you
Like
always
they,
talking about that, man.
yeah, like oh man, because
Oh,
the Bible written is wrong and this and that and this and that, and you know what I mean, they find any excuse not to come to them instructions, because all it is an instruction manual. You know how the Bible, his words, his teachings, all it is an instruction manual to how to live right. But people, they'll complicate that. They'll complicate that common sense. Easy.
Won't they, Mr. Goodbread? Won't they do that?
Yes, they
Won't
will.
that's and it's sad that we got to deal with these types of spirits. Let's move on to that next verse.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to the next verse.
But hold on,
We got. Let's go
before we
back.
go
Go
to
ahead.
the next one, that
Go.
end part is that lake that he's talking about. This is one of the few times you will hear him talk about Lilith. Well, where he don't even admit, he subliminally mentions her, because in the beginning she ran off to the Red Sea. This is the lake of fire that he's talking about, and that's why
Okay.
it's the Red Sea. And you know what I mean? But that's what he meant by
Appreciate
that.
you. Yeah. Appreciate you for giving them that extra info, because that was significant. Glad we
Definitely.
ain't skip past that. Now we at Galatians chapter 5, verse 19 through 21. Now the works of the flesh are evident: sexual immorality, impurity, sensuality, idolatry, sorcery, enmity, strife, jealousy, fits of anger, rivalries, dissensions, divisions, envy, drunkenness, orgies, and things like these. Right? Go continue. Read it for me, Mr. Goodbread.
Like these, I warn you, as I warned you before, that those who do such things will not inherit the kingdom of God. Period. I mean, it's no way you need to complicate that. We do all the work for you guys, yo. We do all the work for you. That clearly reads, guys, when you partake in these worldly pleasures, guys. And I'm not saying you can't have fun and live your life. You know exactly what I'm talking about. When you start to, that's all you live for, that's what you worship. When you start to put these things on your pedestal, then you remove him and you remove who you are. You remove your self-worth, guys. That's what that mean, yo. That's what that
Facts.
mean, guys. You know what I mean?
Those who do such things will not inherit the kingdom of heaven. And look at what we got going on today.
Right. He
Look at what we
mentioned
got going on today.
everything. He mentioned
Sexual
everything.
immorality. Sexual
Mm-hmm.
immorality. That doesn't go
Prostitution
for
is
just women.
lit right
It goes
now.
for men too. What? Prostitution is probably one of the biggest commodities right now. Why do you think OnlyFans does so successful? So this is
That's
what
a
it's
fact.
talking about: sexual immorality. Then we got impurity. Come on now, that's self-explanatory. Nobody wants to be anymore. You were just talking about it earlier. You got these young Lucifers and these young Liliths listening to city girls or rapping and talking about killing each other. That's impure. Nobody wants to be pure anymore. You got kids that don't even kill people, that when they start rapping, they'd rather talk about killing people.
Facts.
You got sensuality. Y'all get it, man. I don't want to go through all of them, but y'all get it. Look up these words. These are derogatory words, and it's what you can describe in today's society and most people.
Right. And these are all weapons that government daddy Satan and these modern women, these are weapons, these are their favorite tools. If you look at it, jealousy, fit of anger,
Right.
rivalries, you know
Right.
what I mean? Divisions,
Ain't that
envy,
listen? That's
you know what I mean?
crazy how that's crazy how when you start from jealousy and go down. That's I'm not even gonna lie. That's the black community for you.
That is. That is.
Rivalries with gang violence or whatever, dissensions, divisions, envy, drunkenness, orgies. I mean, I'm not gonna say other races don't do that, but it's just very significant in our neighbor, in our community, and it's in our backyard. So we just want that to stop. That's why I like to bring up that that we have the issues in our community and we got to fix our own issues. Yeah, white people have issues too, but it's not up to me to fix a white issue. It's up to me to fix an issue in my community. Let's keep it going. Revelations 2:20. But I have this against you, that you tolerate that woman Jezebel, who calls herself a prophetess and is teaching and seducing my servants to practice sexual immorality and to eat food sacrificed to idols.
Now listen, guys. This book of instructions was written way before, right? How do you explain this? All of the chapters of the Bible, of the basic instructions before leaving Earth. How do you explain? I don't care what color of the person that wrote this. I don't care who wrote it, a man or woman.
Right.
How do you explain the content in this book as it is irrelevant till today? This is what I'm talking about. This is how important it is to get to these instructions. I tell you guys all the time, these instructions is like a book of lotto numbers, hitters, and it's going to tell you which number is going to play that next day. Easy. So you playing the fucking lottery with the winning numbers when you read this book. You're playing life with the winning instructions, with the winning key. Look at this, guys. Look at this, guys. You know what I mean? And he's talking about them 71% women that we tell you about. He's talking about the Lilith, the modern woman. He's talking all of the modern women right now. Jezebels who called themselves, you know what I mean? And at this time, he wrote prophetess. Nowadays, what they call themselves, goddesses, right?
Yep.
Don't
Yeah,
they
I was just
goddess, you know
gonna
what I
get
mean?
into that.
You know what I mean? And they're teaching the little girls
Priestess.
how to be prostitutes. They're teaching them how to go get it, how to go get the bag. They're not teaching them how to have sense. They're not teaching them how to keep a man, how to court a man, how to
Right.
attract a man. They're teaching
Right.
them how to hustle a man, bro. That's
That's a
all of
fact.
prostitution. And this is why they're suffering. Like you said, this is why they're suffering.
Absolute facts. Great spill. We're gonna go to the next verse. This is alone. Genesis 3, Genesis 3, 1 through 24. Now the serpent was more crafty than any other beast of the field that the Lord God had made. All right. Now who was the serpent, Mr. Goodbread? Let's go in context in Genesis for these boys.
All right. Now the serpent is that bad energy that we was talking about. The serpent is the Lucifer and Lilith energy. Now that you know that, just peep the text. And you know we have men and women in with this energy. And covertly, this shit is the results and the product of those single mother plantations. The men and women that are produced in those type of homes have this energy right here.
Mhm. Yes, sir. Let's go back again. Now the serpent was more crafty. All right. Remember that word, crafty, than any other beast of the field that the Lord God had made. He said to the woman, did God actually say, you shall not eat of any tree in the garden? And again, he said that the serpent was more crafty than any other beast, meaning he had a certain mind state. He was crafty, he was slick, he was smart. And he was smart enough to know not to go to Adam, but to go to Eve. He was crafty enough to know that the woman, breaking the woman down, will innately break down the whole structure. So let's keep it moving. He said the woman,
Very
you got
hold on.
something to say?
That's very similar to how our gynocracy uses the woman to break down this whole shit.
Need we say more? Now let's go back. He said to the woman, did God actually say, you shall not eat of any tree in the garden? And the woman said to the serpent, we may not eat of the fruit of the trees in the garden, but God said, you shall, I'm sorry, let me read that again. We may eat of the fruit of the trees in the garden, but God said, you shall not eat of the fruit of the tree that is in the midst of the garden, neither shall you touch it, lest you die. But the serpent said to the woman, you will not die. You will not surely die. For God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be open and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. See how that serpent, you see what he did? He come to the woman and destroy her mind.
And
See how that happened, guys?
that's key right there, because that lets you know, right? Let's break this down to the molecule. For the
Okay.
serpent to know that if she eat the fruit, she won't die, he had to have known that she won't die. You know what I mean? And who would have known other than Lucifer that God was going to make this garden? And this is the reason why he turned on God. A lot of people don't understand and read and go deep into depth. Now, I mean, Lucifer turned on God because God explained to him how he was going to make the earth, he was going to make this garden, and he was going to make Adam, and he was going to have Adam tend to this garden. You know what I mean? Lucifer was jealous of Adam. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And that's why this whole thing went to shit.
Right. Absolute factuals. Let's keep it going. And it's sad to say, ladies, it did start with you. Like, as far as that transgression, it did start with you. But I don't want. I'm not even gonna say it started with you. It started with Adam giving in to his woman, and that's where it started from.
Now, I disagree with you, okay, because if we look what we talking
So
about
talk
right
to me.
now. It started from right here. It started from this. It started from this right here. This is man. This is all man doing. We
Ezekiel.
did not mention one time. We did not mention one time the woman. We mentioned the man being shiesty to the next man. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we do have a whole side of men. We have a whole nother majority of men that backbite men like ourselves, that backbite us. And we try to help, but they do the cane. You know what I mean? They don't want to sacrifice. You know what I mean? You got to remember, we the ones that sacrifice. Not everybody gonna sacrifice. You know what I mean? And that's all of man. You know what I mean? If
Great
the
show.
simps
Still good,
stop
man.
simping, then women will know they role. Women that remember, coochie is only powerful because men give it Con Edison. You know what I mean? And
Facts.
I stand on that. I stand on that. Men have to, like we just read. Men can't come to their sexual desires. Men gotta stop that shit. Men gotta
I respect that. I respect that. Like, how you like. I agree with you wholeheartedly too. Um, all you did was just take accountability. That's it.
yeah.
That's all you did, and I love it. Shout out to the chat, by the way. We got J Lock in the building. If y'all haven't done so already, like, subscribe to the video. J Lock says hello. Mothers
Salute.
are Yeah, salute. Mothers are pimping these daughters out. That's agreed upon.
That's a fact.
Um, what if Eve tricked Adam eating the apple? Hold on. What if Eve tricked Adam into eating the apple? That's what he said.
It's still Adam fault. At the end of the day, it's still Adam fault. Like Adam, you as men, you know what I mean? We can't allow the woman to have that much power over us, guys. Like at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Because the end result gonna still be the same thing. Whether he agreed to eat it with her, and he practically stole it, it was gonna end the same way. It was gonna end the same way. You know what I mean? We
I,
both,
I wonder how the servant was able to even get her, like, get her to dialogue with him. Like, it was almost like they was just by themselves.
yeah.
I'm kind of
But
curious on that.
a lot of dumb shit happened in his sleep. Like I noticed a lot of things happen in when Adam go to sleep. Like remember he made for real. For real, think about it. He made Eve in his sleep. He put him to sleep and he made him from a rib. You know what I mean? He just always asleep. He's always asleep. So I don't know.
Wake up
Yeah,
and stop
it's
sleeping on
interesting.
life.
It's interesting. It's very interesting. But it just goes to speak for this. You know how we always say, this goes to show when a man has a woman, that's when another woman, Lilith, want to come in and mess it up. That's what
Yep.
women's do. Think about it, guys. When you don't have a female, don't no female want you. That's truth, guys. I had to take a pause right here because I wanted to address this comment right here. That's truth, guys. I had to take a pause right here because I wanted to see. What the? Yeah, I had to take a pause right here because this is truth. This is a true story right here. And what I'm seeing now is we got guys that are defending the matriarch. You know what I mean? Salute to Shalom. I was watching one of her lives earlier, and she hit it dead on the head. Y'all could go check out her channel. She hit it dead on the head. Right now, it's man versus man. Underneath our nose, we sitting here worrying about the women, but we have more men protecting silly women than we have, you know what I mean, us fighting against the silly women. You know that? Us guys that's speaking up and that's holding our ground and trying to, you know what I mean, defend the patriarch, we outnumbered. We outnumbered. And we sitting here and we yelling and screaming and we trying to help man. We trying to help man. But you'd be surprised how many men, they don't really want the help. They want the entertainment because they finna go simp and they finna go hold down the matriarch. You know what I mean? So just keep your eye on that, guys. Keep your eye on that. That's why I say we really have to distance ourselves, guys. We have to distance ourselves, get to our season of loneliness, get to our season of loneliness, you know what I mean, and change the laws of our mind, you know what I mean. Salute to the chat. I'm gonna get back to the video. You know what I mean? I just felt the need to chime in on that real quick. Cause that was a damn good assessment right there, Tamika. That was really, really, really good. You're right. It's a fact. And it's sad to say.
In the 29s, it helps people different.
Still be the same thing. Whether he agreed to eat it with her and he practically stole it, it was gonna end the same way. It was gonna end the same way. You know what I mean? We
I,
both.
I, I wonder how the servo was able to even get her, like, get her to dialogue with him. Like it was almost like they was just by themselves.
Yeah.
I'm kind of
But
curious on that.
a lot of dumb shit happen in his sleep. Like I noticed a lot of things happen in when Adam go to sleep. Like remember he made for real. For real, think about it. He made Eve in his sleep. He put him to sleep and he made him from a rib. You know what I mean? He just always asleep. He's always asleep. So I don't know.
Wake
For
up
real.
and stop
It's
sleeping on
interesting.
life.
It's interesting. It's very interesting. But it just goes to speak for this, you know how we always say, this goes to show when a man has a woman, that's when another woman, Lilith, want to come in and mess it up. That's what
Yep.
women's do. Think about it, guys. When you don't have a female, don't no female want you. Soon as you get your Eve, here come Lilith coming around that garden, ready to
Bingo,
push that apple in your Eve hand.
bingo. You call it on out.
You know what I
And you're
mean?
not lying. Anybody can tell you that.
Right.
Anybody can tell you. Damn, so
And
damn, all these chicks is hollering at me now as soon as the girl, this and that. Like anybody can tell you that.
yep, that's a whole fact. And then the connection, how you connect the dots, because when you're Adam, you're gonna take the bait. When you're Adam, you're gonna take the bait, and it's not gonna be so much of your shorty eating the apple. You're gonna eat the apple, bro. You're gonna eat the apple because you're gonna fuck around and fuck around on your Eve, and take the bait with the Lilith, and you're gonna end up with nothing. And it happened to me. It happened to me, man. I had good girls that I seen the Lilith come through, and they might not have the shorty I had might not have been as cute as the Lilith, but I took the beta Lilith and ended up, once you don't have a shorty no more, Lilith don't want you no more. And that's what I had to learn the hard way. That's what I had to learn the hard way. Because
She
she
was
didn't
just
want
to
nothing to
divide
do
and
with you to
conquer.
begin with. And it go back to how she didn't want nothing to do with you to begin with, which she ran off. Remember, she runs off only to come back to the garden to fuck your shit up. She didn't want
Facts.
nothing to do. She didn't want you to hit it from the back. She didn't want you to climb on top. You know what I mean? But she didn't want you to smash out Eve, though.
That's a
That made her
fact.
jealous. Like that's crazy. And that's how modern women, that goes to the Lilith spirit. Modern women act just like that.
Bomb
You know
point,
what I mean?
good. Bomb point.
I just hope that when we do these lives and we break it down to the molecule like this, guys can start identifying these women easier. They start identifying them faster and better.
Right. Right. That's why you got your percentages, the 71s and the 29s. It helps people differentiate the types of woman that they should be dealing with.
Right.
Let's go to Ezekiel. Ezekiel 20:17. Your heart was proud because of your beauty. You corrupted your wisdom for the sake of your splendor. I cast you to the ground, and I exposed you before kings to feast their eyes on you.
Now again, like I say, y'all gonna love us, man. Just follow us, because we're gonna always find the verses that y'all need to know, the ones that's not complicated, and the ones that your pastors stay away from, because it's
Right.
too real. It's too real for them. It's too truthful.
Oh,
And these are the
facts.
ones that give you the answers. Remember, regular pastors don't want to give you the answers. Doctors don't want to give you the cure. They want to give you just enough to have you keep coming back so they could charge you.
Facts.
You know what I mean? That's
Facts.
how it is. But over here, we're going to give y'all the raw. And again, this right here, this goes for all of the Chads and Tyrones. You know what I mean? Because these guys be the ones that have the education. They have the fancy suits. You know what I mean? They be up in the air. They look down on us. They look down on
It's a
us
fact.
brothers that don't want care to dress like that. Or some of us that's not as fortunate as them. You know what I mean? And this God lets you know that for those, they're always gonna have a hard and rough and long fall. They're always gonna fall from grace, no matter how high and mighty they try to play and stand on top of us little guys' shoulders. They're gonna fall. This is why it's important to treat everybody like they the CEO. Everybody in the building get the CEO treatment, from the janitor to the assistant to the customer. Everybody get the CEO treatment in life, guys. You got
Facts.
it. It's a mindset.
It's a fact. Great breakdown. Uh, this ain't the last. I think this is the last one, right? If I'm
Might
not
be.
mistaken. Oh no, that's not. Well, all right. So we got 2 Corinthians 11:14. And no wonder, for even Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. Even Satan do it.
Yeah, we just got to be careful who we intake information from, because if you intake the wrong information in your conscious mind, in which you don't filter it through your conscious mind and it hits your subconscious, then you're gonna start to believe that information as a fact and as a truth. You know what I mean? And all it is an idea, guys. And that's how we damage ourselves. That's how we stop ourselves from growth. That's how we cut ourselves off from people, good people. You know what I mean? And that's just one of the devil tools, man. It's a neat mind trick. You know what I mean? And like you said,
Right.
2 Corinthians, you know what I mean? The Satan disguises himself as an angel too. This is why I don't pay no mind to these people that be running around and talking about God is good. Because they God ain't our God, guys. Trust me, they God ain't our God, man.
Right.
They only say God is good when they getting money. They God ain't our God.
Right. God. They say God. They always say God to forgive them anytime they do something. Lord, forgive me for my sins, and they keep doing the same thing again.
Right.
You don't
And
know
I'm
what
talking
God
about
they worship.
I'm talking about the ones that's working for the devil. And you know, the devil gives gifts too. The devil give you something too. It just come at a price. You're just gonna pay for everything that the devil give you. Everything.
Right.
And that's what I'm talking about. Like, a lot of people be thinking that they working for the God and they working for the devil just because they
Right.
get good things. You might see the person next to you getting all of these worldly good things. And you know what I mean? Sometimes you be like, damn, yo, fuck, yo, I gotta work X amount of hours, and this motherfucker, he out here flashy, he's stunting, he got this, he got that, and you wondering like, that, don't worry about it. Don't worry about that. That nigga working for him. His God is not your God. And his God pay real good, but both ways. Because he gonna pay up in the end. You know what I mean? Pay attention, guys. Start paying attention to these guys that was flashy. Think about it. When you was younger, think about all the guys that, you know what I mean, had it. How are they doing now? How did that work out for them right now? Yo, keep it real. Keep it 100. If they not locked up. Think about it.
Well said, Mr. Goodbread. Well said, Mr. Goodbread. And we do got one more verse for you guys over here. Isaiah 14, chapter 14, verses 12 to 15. How you are fallen from heaven, O day star, son of dawn. How you are cut down to the ground. You who laid the nations low. You said in your heart, I will ascend to heaven above the stars of God. I will set my throne on high. I will sit on the mount of assembly in the far reaches of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. But you are brought down to Sheol, to the far reaches of the pit. All right. So
Yep.
he's talking about Lucifer, you know.
Basically, he
Talking about
called
Lucifer.
out. Right, he called out what the man said. He called out his sins. He called out what he did, and you know what I mean. He called out his punishment. You know what I mean, and he showed you like this is how you know that. You know what I mean, the evil that's controlling the majority right now is all of Satan. Because look what he said right there. Where he said, "You who laid the nations low." We are at an all-time low in
Yep.
morale. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
We got all types of derogatory things going on in every nation. You have OnlyFans, you have gang violence, you got, your Chaz and Tyrones who are doing what it says here. They're trying to reach to the highest heights. They want to ascend to the heavens. They want to be better than everybody else. They want to stand on everybody's shoulders. And they want that godlike persona. They want people to look up to them. But
Right.
they be miserable inside though. That's why it's a lot of rich folk who will tell you that they're still not even happy.
Right.
They still reach the pits.
Right. And Pookie not safe either. Pookie, Pookie is fucking up the neighborhoods, man. Pookie
Yeah.
gotta learn how to control his masculinity, because that's the difference. You know what I mean? Both of them are beta, and I need a lot of people to understand that. It's no one is better than the other. Pookie and Ray, Chad and Tyrone, they are both beta males. You know what I mean? It's just that one is lacking masculinity, a lot of masculinity, and the other can't control their masculinity that they
Right.
do have. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know what I mean?
Point blank period. Point blank period. And we broke this down today for you guys. Well, J Lock said something. Let me read what J Lock said real quickly. J Lock says they see themselves as gods, and when it only benefits them. Absolutely correct. Uh, Females be quoting, reading scriptures off the Bible because they see themselves as God. Understood? Yeah, they like to. They actually do worship themselves sometimes. I see what you're saying. Pookie is the pawn. The woman is fucking up the community. I would say, both. I would say the woman has a huge, role in allowing it to continue. But Pookie is terrorizing it too. Pookie is out here making horrors. Pookie out
Hold
here
on.
making babies. Don't even care about the kids. Go ahead, bro.
Okay, Izzy. Okay, Z. J Lock, I absolutely 100% agree with you. And I know exactly what you're talking about. Because who is responsible for those pookies, okay, Al? Because I know my mom's fucked me up. So again, it all go right back to these hell of a mothers, bro. So again, you're right. Like Pookie, it's like at the end of the day, though, I want Pookie to understand Pookie's gotta be accountable too. They're men too. We're not gonna treat them like babies,
Right.
but I see the point. I see the point. But at some point, damn, I wish I had the verse on me. At some point, you know what I mean, even the creator, even our God told us that if our parents ain't do us right, our parents forsaking us, come to him. You know what I mean? We still got to come to him. At some point, it go from, you know what I mean, we leaving our parents' nest, and now we got to make the Cain and Abel decision. You know what I mean? So that ain't got nothing to do with our hell of a mother. Then again, it go back to us, Pookie. It go back to Pookie having to be able to sacrifice and not be Cain. Because that's what Pookie energy is Cain energy to me. Like Chad energy, Chad and Tyrone have that Lucifer energy. So today we touched on the Chad and Tyrone, you know what I mean? But when it comes to Pookie energy, Pookie have the Cain and Abel energy. Pookie's Cain, you know what I mean? He that motherfucking mingy nigga that don't want to sacrifice that old ego, you know what I mean? So he do grimy things because he was programmed off of survival, because it's hell of a mother. So he, you know what I mean, he has a lot of qualities. He have a lot of alpha traits, and he have some masculine energy. He just can't control it. He have no structure. No structure.
Right.
But yeah, I agree that Pookie is the pawn. I agree that Pookie is the pawn. But at the end of the day, Pookie gotta wake up. He gotta wake up and become a knight. He gotta become something. But I agree with that. That's a great point.
I can't disagree with that either, though. You know what I'm saying? Though I do want to hold Pookie accountable,
Right.
I have to agree with what J Lock said, though. No, I still got to agree with what J Lock said, because there's a minority of Pookies, you know, messing up or terrorizing the majority of women out here.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely agree that like the majority of women are actually messing up the community.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
But there's a majority of women creating Pookies.
Facts.
So Pookie is not really it's not really a minority. Pookie, we can't identify Pookie being a minority. Anything, Pookie is gonna be kind of the majority, because there's not a lot of 73% of people is coming up in fatherless cribs. That's 73%.
That's facts.
I mean, so that's where the Pookies are being created. I mean, it's not a lot of Chads and Tyrones being created there. Remember, Chad and Tyrones are coming from those two parent cribs where the moms is still dominant and the pops is simp, or they just so lovey dovey or dysfunctional that the kids is seeing that, and they want to do that with the wrong women.
Facts. I agree with
dudes.
100%.
Right.
I agree with that. What J Law said, I do agree with you. On us, man, and held account. Yeah, we're on the same page. We're on the same page here. So, yeah, today's show is basically about the Lucifer spirit and the Lilith spirit. We understand that Lucifer spirit, we understand the Lilith, and we understand how to avoid them. Mr. Goodbread broke down the verses for y'all. Play it back, read them verses, apply it to yourselves, because these, like he said, are instructions. Men are leaders, and part of leading is instructing.
Right.
Just walk around ignorant in this world. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of us are walking around with like chickens with their heads cut off. A lot of us don't know what to do, are stressed, but we just got to come back to those instructions, point blank.
Right, guys. Make sure y'all subscribe.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, guys.
No, for a fact, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. So we're gonna go ahead and close the show out. We just wanted to give y'all a quick one, real quick. I appreciate you for coming through. Do you have any last closing words for the people?
Guys, those of you that's into Red Pill music, I'll be doing a live show later on tonight on the Broski and Brose channel. That's Broski and Brose show. I'm gonna be over there on their channel. If those of you that's already on my channel, it'll be streaming live on my channel as well. So we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna talk some shit. We're gonna, you know what I mean, keep it Red Pill. But I appreciate you, okay, and keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep your feet on the guy not can see neck, and you already know, man. Much love.
Already.
Salute to the chat.
Definitely, and y'all make sure again, y'all subscribe to Mr. Goodbread show. Y'all check his channel out. He's going to be live later, like he said. And also, stay tuned for the MGTOW Mondays. We do that every Monday. So tomorrow's
Oh shit.
Monday. We're gonna have a MGTOW show, and
Oh shit.
after that, later on, Mr. Goodbread has a show. What is it called? Go give him some information on that because I want to know too.
All right, guys. So Monday, right? For the past 2-3 Mondays, we've been doing the show. We've been going to the gym, guys. You know how normally we go to school over there on the Mr. Goodbread show. It's a class. It's a class thing. So on Mondays we have gym and we have an open house where we have the females on the panel. You know what I mean? Sometimes we'll have 29% women, sometimes it'll be 71% women. But in any event, you know what I mean, I'll be there, brother OK Ella be there. So don't worry about them getting beside themselves with you. Women act different no matter who they are, 29 or 71. Women act different when masculinity is present. You know what I mean? So what I have over there is I have an open panel where you guys could call up, ask your questions. Females invited as well. Females, you could tell me why you don't have a man, why you feel you want to be independently single, and then guys, you can call up and call in, join the panel, and holla at my home girl, A to the K, Mocha. You know what I mean? And it's a great conversation. I mean, Mocha's single. You know what I mean? She single, ready to mingle, and you know what I mean. Y'all could just chat. Y'all could chat. It gives you a chance to, you know what I mean, really get a fair argument going with a woman that have some type of respect for a man that can argue with you and not press the red button. And you'll find that y'all learn a lot. You know what I mean? Because we're in a space that, you know what I mean, we here to vent because women have wronged us and we have dealt with a lot of narcissistic women. You know what I mean? So that we start to put all women into a one size shoe, one size fit all category. And when you do that, you automatically fuck up your future bag. Your future kill, you limit your future kills because now you walk around here with this one size shoe fit all. So you putting the 71% women label on your 29% women, you know what I mean? Just because you're not healed. You know what I mean? Just because you want to vibrate on the trolling a woman energy, you know what I mean? And that's what it's about, yo. It's about talking, speaking, hollering, you know what I mean? Try to bag her. Shit. That's all I can say. Okay. You
I'm
know what
here.
I mean?
No, that was a wonderful spill for the people. Wonderful spill for the people. I'm glad that you closed it out like that. With that extensive information. Y'all don't forget to tune in tomorrow, MGTOW Mondays. And don't forget, Mr. Goodbread has a show afterwards. I want y'all to tune in. J-Lock, remember that. I want to see you there because it's going to be a good one. That being said, I appreciate
It's
y'all
gonna
for
be lit,
tuning
y'all.
in.
Hold on, my bad. Trust me, OKL is gonna be there. OKL set the panel on fire last week. You know, man, it's lovely, man. And you guys ask questions. Even if you don't want to join the panel, just be in the chat. Ask your questions. We'll read your questions and answer your questions through the chat. So it's a great video, man. It's gonna be a great look, guys.
All right, y'all guys, y'all heard it, man. Y'all heard it. So we'll see y'all tomorrow. And y'all stay safe, man.
they not hating, you ain't winning. See, when you start winning, devil start working. He usually sends his best demons. It is up to you to avoid. It is not your job to fix them. It is not your job to punish them. For you must cut them off. Surround yourself with beautiful women. Surround yourself with good spirits. Cut them off. Look back.
Shit's just getting tiresome, man. I came to you, you know what I mean? Through the presence, you know what I mean? Presence of Gunboy, Paperboy. I need some advice, man. Like, shit's going crazy, man.
You already know what's up, nigga. Just stay focused, you know what I'm saying? Keep doing what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? Right now, you're moving in the streets, you know what I'm saying? You got a whole different type of energy, you know what I'm saying? So keep doing what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? You know, she destined for niggas, you know what I'm saying? Come on, bitch, listen to blood, bro. You know
nah, but niggas is really violating, bro.
Man, listen, man.
Violating, like, I don't respect niggas violating, bro. We gotta do something, bro. I don't know.
Listen, man.
This type of vibe, boy, you know.
It's 2021, man. Listen, man, leave all that shit back then, man. Stay focused, dude. Let's get this shit up. You know what I'm saying? I got a bigger vision, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a vision for niggas, man. Trust me, dude. I got the vision. What I need you niggas to do is stay focused, man. That's it. Because out here, we're gonna make shit right.
Makes sense.
Makes sense, man. Make a whole lot of sense. Wow. So, bottom line, I'm gonna cut these dudes off. You know what I mean?
Fuck that. Leave them alone, man.
Keep handling my business, man.
What you gotta do, man?
All right, bro. It's been real, bro.
All
right, bro. It's go time. You know that shit. Fuck these niggas.
Rich Blood, Red Jacket,
You heard?
Circus,
Okay.
Money Gus,
Yes, sir.
we out here, we on the streets with us.
Yeah, I done cut deals, I done cut ties, and it's all worth it. I done made moves, I paid dues, and it's all working. Here I go. I done cut deals, I done cut ties, and it's all worth it. All purpose, all worth it, all learning. Big Gus about to cash out. We pulls about to pass out. One more and I'm assed out. Street gang, I'm old school. Principles and old views. More room, I need more room. Little niggas need more food. All blue big and they so true. I'm good money, you old news. Rich Blood, Red Jacket, we all good, we all mackin'. Triple beam, I got good aim. Peekaboo, I got good range. I'm different, 2 chains. Fake niggas don't act good. I don't play games, but I rap good. And y'all know me from that hood or that hood and that hood. And that's no fable. I got my own label. Gus eat at his own table. Cut the cord, I don't need cable. I'm Wi-Fi, no hands, untouched, unbothered, self-made, all working. My style is unfathered, all me, no copy. Y'all niggas is so sloppy. Hate me cause you hate you. He ain't me so he hate too. Lame dudes in the same shoes, on the same boat, on the same cruise. Yeah, I done cut deals, I done cut ties, and it's all worth it. I done made moves, I paid dues, and it's all working. Here I go. I done cut deals, I done cut ties, and it's all worth it. All purpose, all work, all learning. I done cut deals, I done cut ties, and it's all worth it. I done made moves, I paid dues, and it's all working. I done cut deals, I done cut ties, and it's all worth it. All purpose, all working, all learning.
Red Jacket, Circus, Money Gus, Floor Sweat, we out here, we on the streets with us.